Keir Starmer has been accused of going soft on China after delaying a new security law. I'm going to read into this exclusive from iNews, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an exclusive from iNews with the headline that Starmer is accused of going soft on China after delaying a new security law. The decisions on whether to put Beijing on stricter tier of new foreign influence rules hold up the scheme. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. So, initially I was a bit torn because, like... Of course, there should be new security laws, and we should be implementing more. But a part of me is just like, considering we are outside the EU, we don't have the same. Should we not be pushing for more trade cooperations with bigger nations such as China and UK, US, and whatnot? But all in all, really. I feel like we already have quite a lot going on with China anyway, and pretty much everything's made from China anyway. So I don't see how this is going to hurt us. We're never going to have like a proper strong relationship with China anyway, as long as they're tied to their neighbors in Russia and North Korea. And considering that the military and the force that they have, they can kind of get away with anything, really. So I really don't see why we need to go soft on China in any way, shape, or form. And we kind of need to show something, because obviously we've been incredibly weak, especially the last couple of years. You know, I've covered extensively numerous times of how Russia have hacked systems, or how China have hacked systems, or Chinese Russian influence has been going on. I know some people will say, yes, it's been going on for much longer than just a couple of years. Yes, I'm aware of that. But it feels like it's been much more highlighted in recent years than any other time. So it makes all the sense in the world to kind of try and clamp down on this, and especially when this new Labour government obviously wants to show how serious that it is. So I guess the question is why? Why would we want to be soft on China? And I don't see that it's an issue at all. I think this should be just something just get it done sort of thing. So let's read a bit more into this story, guys. So ministers have delayed a clampdown on foreign influences as seen as key to tackling Chinese influence in the UK, prompting accusations Labour is softening its stance on Beijing. And a scheme to force individuals to work at the direction of foreign powers to register with the security service have been delayed by the Labour government to next year, the earliest the eye has learned. The Foreign Influence Registration Scheme, the FIRS, was created with Labour's support by the previous Conservative government's National Security Act. It had been expected to come into force this year. So, why? Okay, this is just for them to say, look, you got to register with the security service. Like, it's not even the end of the world yet for them. It's not really hurting anything, to be fair. So there's no reason to delay this. What is the reason? But an update to the government's website slipped out with no fanfare on Monday, suggesting the scheme was no longer expected in 2024. So they just happened to tweak things on the website then. China skeptic MPs raised the alarm about the delay, saying it suggested Labour may backtrack and shift policy on Beijing, having taken a tough approach on the registration scheme while in opposition. Others suggested the move was politically motivated. Yeah, said one thing in opposition, and now they're in power saying something different here is what it looks like. The Eye understands that the scheme had been delayed while the Labour ministers who still support it decide whether or not to place China under the strictest controls envisioned under the policy, which has 2 tiers and works out other operational details. The scheme will have 2 tiers. Under the political influence tier, individuals or entities will need to register if they carry out political influence activities in the UK at the direction of foreign power, essentially lobbying on behalf of other countries. But the stricter enhanced tier would allow ministers to force people to entities to register for a broader range of activities. Who wants to publicly say, yeah, we're directly influencing people in your country or businesses in your country so openly? on behalf of another government, another foreign state. Why would anyone want to do that publicly anyway? I think that's just a thing. You have to tell us that you're influencing our government. You're trying to influence people in the UK. You have to tell us that. You can't not tell us that. You have to register to tell us that you're doing that. Am I the only one that sees this as a bit of a farce? A little bit. Following the cabinet tensions, the Conservatives eventually pledged in their 2024 election manifesto to place China within the enhanced level of the two-tier scheme. You trusting Conservatives to keep their manifesto. Okay. Placing China in this tier would mean anyone working for the UK at the direction of Beijing would need to sign up to FIRS or face 5 years in jail, potentially affecting thousands of employees of a Chinese firm. China skeptic MPs view these stricter controls as key to tackling Beijing's influence in the UK. Commenting on the delay, former Conservative leader Sir Ian Duncan Smith, a leader China skeptic, told the Eye that Labour in opposition were quite strong in the registration scheme regarding China. But I am concerned that the Foreign Secretary appears to be softening the language, and it leaves those sanctioned by Beijing for raising the brutal policy of genocide of the in the Xinjiang with the wide-scale use of slave labour, worrying that they are easing up on Beijing. And worried they will backtrack and there is a shift in the policy on China. Shadow's Foreign Affairs Minister Alicia Kearns said FIRS makes clear to foreign governments that cover any hostile activity on our shores undermines our state will not be tolerated. Every day or delay reduces our protections against risks to our national security. Unnecessary delay is intolerable. So, a Home Office spokeswoman has said it is and always will be an absolute priority to protect the UK against foreign interference. The Foreign Influence Registration Scheme will further strengthen our national security while maintaining the UK as an international hub for business. Luc de Pulford, Executive Director of the Inter-Parliamentary Alliance on China, said it was an open secret in Whitehall that the necessary work to put China and other hostile states in an enhanced tier was done by the time of the election. If that's the case, this worrying delay is much more likely to be politically motivated in the latest skew of troubled decisions are troubling the China decisions from this new government. Seems to have gone a bit hush-hush, quiet there from the looks of it, doesn't it? It may there may be more to this than we don't know, but it's not really. This doesn't give us a lot of information, but obviously this is if you want an excuse to whack Labour over the head with something, this is definitely something you can whack them over the head with. I'm not going to go as far to say that Labour and the Labour government and Keir Starmer are China's puppet. Like I'm not going to go that far. I know some people want to think that, but I will say obviously like this isn't something that's really going to make the world of difference. I don't think it will help, but like China is still going to have influence in the UK one way or another. We know that. Everyone knows that. The question is just how much influence that they have, and how much can we reduce it. I think that's questions that rightfully so need to be answered. I understand the criticism. I think it's perfectly justifiable criticism on this Labour government to impose it. I really do. But like the picture that they put up, like I just think it's a bit excessive, if I'm honest, guys. I wouldn't go that far, but I can understand some people thinking that way as well. But what do you guys honestly think? What do you guys think about a Labour government potentially delaying this new security law? Do you think Keir Starmer and a Labour government are going to be soft on China, or do you think they're going to be firm on them? Let me know your honest thoughts down in the comment section below on this story. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share this across social media so others are notified of this video, and subscribe because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you could do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.